What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to another episode of the Low Life Motherfucking Chopper Podcast.
What's up, you sons of guns? That's now. This is just like that's my favorite part of every week now.
Just
coming
saying
up with
like
that
the
shit.
most corniest thing you can say in the beginning.
I'm gonna make a super cut with all that shit. Yeah, welcome back, Low Lives. We are very excited for today's episode, and I'll tell you why. We are joined with our good friend, our pal, our deadbeat campmate, our giveaway sponsor for fucking March, Kick Me Customs. Matt, welcome to the show.
What's up, fellas?
Chilling, dude. We are about half hour into troubleshooting some network issues.
I don't.
Yeah, but we're used to it now, so it doesn't even bother us. I'm not even in a murderous rage. I don't even want to like punch through my computer screen or anything. I just wish there was fucking something that like worked. You know what I mean?
Be too easy.
Yeah.
If it's that
Gotta make
easy,
it hard. We got to do
everybody
everything. Yeah, we just got to do it the hard way. But, so yeah, we were talking a little bit before the show. Last time you were on was a couple of years ago. Couple of winters. You did a winter show on the Low Life podcast.
Around that time, yeah, I know it was cold. I think it was. I think it was like probably about this time of year. Couple of years.
Did they come? Did you guys go to? Were you at your place out in Weare, or did you do a Zoom call?
Yeah, it was a Zoom call, and come to think of it, there was probably about the same kind of technical.
Were you doing Kick Me Customs at the time?
I wasn't open yet. I was just kind of in the process of starting it up.
Yeah, it was
to like
pretty
get
fresh
last
last time.
Yeah, I was trying to get everything organized, and figure out how to run it, and I still don't know, but a little bit more than I did then.
So we have a lot of new listeners here. So what is Kick Me Customs? What do you do?
Mostly I do general repair work, motorcycle repair, anything American import, whatever you got. But I also do custom work. I'll do full builds in here, parts. And if you have something custom that nobody will touch, I'll take the punishment and fuck with it.
Dude, I didn't even know that you did service work.
Yeah, no,
I thought you
do-
were just
that's
like straight fab shit.
well, that's the stuff I like. I mean, I like doing it all, but it's kind of like two separate businesses in one, in a way.
Yeah.
Because like the custom shit's one thing, and then the repair stuff is like,
The repair stuff is what
Like,
actually pays the bills.
yeah, yeah, the custom stuff doesn't pay the bills, you know. But yeah, the repair stuff's like your daily in and out, you know, the stuff that feels more like work. But it's going pretty well.
Yeah. So are you doing it full time, or is this a nights and weekends gig now?
It's full time right now.
You're doing it full time. How long have you been full time at it?
About a year and a half. So it's been,
Oh fuck.
yeah, it's been some time. I'm kind of starting to see the ins and outs and the ups and downs as far as how busy things are, and times a year and that sort of thing.
Yeah, you're about to be rolling into the busy season.
Yeah, it's the phone's ringing now. Yeah, it's gonna start getting busy. Just getting ready for it.
What were you doing before? You were an iron worker or something, right?
Yeah, I was an iron worker.
What made you want to make the switch?
Well, I started doing that in 2016. And at the time, it's a great gig. I love doing it. I'm still, I still have my book. I still keep it in my back pocket because I'd like to get back to doing it at some point. Uh, but at the time, I didn't have any kids or anything. And now I have 4. They're all real little. So this was something I wanted to do kind of more in the future. Like eventually, open up my shop here and do it kind of part-time, and let it roll and see if it had wings, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, after the kids came, things got pretty busy. I had to be a little closer to home because I'm going from here to Boston, 6, 7 days a week. I just didn't have any time at home. I didn't really get to spend any time with kids. I didn't get to spend any time with my wife. Now, where I'm doing this, she can go work and, I can hang out with the kids all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just better. It's better for the family life. For me, anyway.
That's awesome. How little are we talking? What are the ages?
2, 3, 4, and 5.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Banging them out, bro.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, they were all babies, and my wife's chasing them
Fuck, so
around.
you got-
Dude.
That's called Irish twins, right? When they're all within a year,
I think
or
if
Irish
they're within
triplets, I guess.
well, my
Quadruplets.
Quadruplets. Fuck.
my oldest is a year and a half, or a year and a half older than my second daughter is, and then my son's like almost exactly a year younger than her. So I think they all don't qualify technically,
Oh fuck.
but they're pretty.
That is an aggressive baby making schedule, dude.
Yeah.
Still, because it's one after
Getting
another,
after
and
it.
babies are fucking hard. After I had my first daughter, I was like, I'm done with kids.
Yeah, you just get no.
Fuck this.
So what he's saying is he hasn't slept in 5 years.
Yes,
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because those baby years, those young years are rough, dude. The first year you don't sleep at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough.
They can't even set up. Babies are such idiots, dude. They're just like so
Such
helpless.
idiots.
They can't even set up, dude, or they'll die. You know what I mean? So you're like constantly watching them, and then as soon as that one's ready to walk and get into some fucking trouble, then you have another baby you gotta watch over constantly. You know?
Yeah, tough.
That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. That's awesome though. Big families are beautiful. I'm so
Oh, yeah.
glad that I have 3 kids now. I wasn't expecting to have twins, but 3. If you have 1 kid, you're kind of a loser. I mean, come on, buddy, get it together. Let's start a family, right?
Yeah.
2 kids, bare minimum.
I think it's
Bare
mean,
minimum,
I think
you
it's
have to have
mean
2.
to have 1 kid.
Yeah,
Like that kid's just doing shit until he's old enough to go out with his friends.
yeah, and then just like you don't want them to experience having siblings.
Yeah.
Like those are some of the best relationships you're gonna have in your life. You know?
Yeah. That's where you learn how to fight.
So you got to grow up getting your ass beat every single day for
Yeah.
years, and then you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus, and here's the thing: if you're trying to build child labor force, right? You can't have 1. You can't have 2. You need productivity. You need to be outnumbered. The more of them,
yeah, dude.
what crops, the more whatever you're doing.
Yeah, more hands in the garage. Fucking yeah. I mean, they're gonna get sick, and you need to just be able to rotate another kid in there. Yeah. They're not very productive until they're much older. You know what I mean? Like they don't really get productive until they're, I got some heavy duty shit I need these kids to be doing, and they just don't have the upper body strength for it.
Pulling their own weight.
Yeah, kids are like mooches for the first like 7 years of their life.
Yeah.
They got to back, put them to work.
I tell my kids all the time,
Yeah.
like, you guys are fucking freeloading, snack eating fucking pieces of shits.
Yeah,
The
dude.
snacks-
They'll polish off a sleeve of Pringles in an afternoon.
Oh,
You're just
oh,
like, dude, that costs like $8, dude.
dude, my kids are fucking relentless. They'll eat. I'm not even kidding. Dom will come home, eat a box of Cheez-Its, a whole can of Pringles, fucking 6 packs of fucking fruit snacks, make 3
Oh, yeah.
sandwiches, cook 5 eggs, and then he'd like, come on an hour later, he's like, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, get a fucking job, you scumbag piece of
Yes.
shit.
Get a job at like a pizza place or something. Eat their food.
Well, he was working at
We-
Market Basket, but he was never making any money because he spend all his fucking money on food.
They do have a good deli.
They do the deli so good.
Dude, steak bombs over there. Fuck yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so you got 5 kids. Or 4 kids. 4 kids?
What's the difference? Yeah.
Yeah.
After
Are you-
3,
are you-
who's counting?
Yeah. Are you still growing the Kick Me Custom fucking garage crew, or are you done at 4?
No, done. I have 3, and then the 4th we're adopting. So
Oh,
we have
shit.
1 more and that's more than enough for me. It's like you're saying with the snacks, dude. I go inside, I'll be hungry. You go in, you open the cabinet, your house is full of food, full of snacks. Everything is illegal. Can't touch any of it. It's all kid shit. So we're good. I think 4 is gonna be more than enough.
No shit. So you're adopting. It is you. Did you say that's still pending, or?
Yeah, it's it's a processing. It's like a
Yeah.
like a family thing.
Damn, dude. That's fucking righteous, man. That's awesome. Is it I guess I won't get into too many details about the kid, but I am interested about the process. It's something me and my wife had talked about. Is it a local or is it international, or like, because that seems like a crazy process to go through.
It's not so much like at that point yet. It's a guardianship now.
Oh,
Kind of one of them.
okay. Well, fuck
Yeah,
yeah, dude. That's amazing.
there's a lot of them. Plus now I had 2 daughters and a son, and he's a boy, my son's age. So now I get terrorists 24/7. 2 boys, 2 girls. It's fucking curtains for me.
That's awesome, dude. That's so cool though. Adopting is that's like I knew you ran a garage. I didn't know you were a saint too, Matt. Jesus. Helping the world's children out. That's awesome though. So Kick Me Customs, a year and a half in, you're still full steam ahead. You're still like, I mean, you're growing, you're liking what you're doing, you enjoy the time with the family. What's on the horizon? Is there anything else? I mean, I know you do a lot of service work, you build springers, right? You do all sorts of custom work.
Yeah.
What's next? Is there anything, other types of work that you're bringing in?
I'm not really sure. I mean, for now, because of the way this kind of happened, where it was, it was more sudden than I thought it would be. I didn't really have as much time to, take it slow. So
Mhm.
for now, I just been trying to get my hands into whatever I can and just stay busy and, keep doing the thing. I mean, as of now, I'll take anything that comes through. If I can turn wrenches on it, I will. Definitely.
Yeah. How do you get business? I mean, are you doing advertising? Is it all word of mouth? Like,
It's mostly word of mouth. Uh, I'm kind of in the middle of, not in the middle of nowhere. I'm luckily in a busy stretch of road where I'm at, but it's not really kind of out of the way. So, I try with, social media and trying to take advantage of that as much as I can, but I'm just not very good at it. I'm not like,
yeah.
it's not my forte, but I try to do a little bit of that. And, I mostly try and, you know, build it by word of mouth, things that come in, whether it be repair work or custom work, uh, I take it in and try to do as high quality of a job as I can. Try to make it a good customer experience, and just kind of let it go from there. I feel like that's, sort of what it's for. not like an honest way to do it, but I like to hear, if somebody comes in with something that, they were referred by somebody else. It just feels good.
Yeah. It's like, well, it's also the best kind of customer. It's organic growth, right? It's like, friends tell friends, they tell friends, and anybody, it's like, if you do a good job, then, you can just rest on your laurels, right? It's like, that's the best, most loyal kind of customer. But yeah, you do have a good location there. It's like right off I love 114. That's how I get places, because I'm out even further than you, out into the, in New Hampshire, it's like you got Concord, Manchester, and 93. And if you don't live off 93, you're in the boondocks. Like, you're in the fucking forest, you know what I mean? So, but I remember before I knew you, but I didn't know where you lived. And I used to go 114 to work in Bedford every day. I remember riding past and I'm like, I saw the Kick Me Custom sign and I was like, oh, fuck. You're like right downtown Weare.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
like you saying, you take 114 to get anywhere because you got no other choice. So that works out pretty good. That's in my favor. If I was in like off on a back road or something, it'd be a lot tougher, to be able to do things and doing them instead of, doing more advertising or whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have people stop in, like just they see your sign, they just pull up?
They do it all the time. And
No shit.
it's awesome, and it's tough for me because sometimes like, people will pull in, you know, come up and then we'll end up shooting the shit about bikes for an hour or 2 hours and I end up getting nothing done in the summertime, but it's great. I love doing it. But yeah, people come all the time. We'll just, hang out, shoot shit, talking shop.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can, I guess, is your garage, if you open the doors up and you're looking out, can you see, people can look in, see your sign and see that you're working on motorcycles in there from the road?
You could. I mean, it's depending, I guess, on the time of day. If you're not, flying by, you could definitely look up the driveway. And I usually have bikes outside. If it's
Right.
nice, I'll push everything out. That way, I get room to work too. If it gets real busy, it gets pretty full. I can push stuff out, and then if you're coming down the road, you'd see a line of bikes outside for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I mentioned it last week on the episode. It was really the only chopper in the wild, and certainly out in our neck of the woods, that, I stopped for gas at the fucking Country Three Corners or whatever. And, I saw this beautiful black chop and I was just like, damn, dude, you don't see that in New Hampshire. We got a lot of motorcycle riders, but it's just like a sea of fucking baggers and hog members. You know what I mean? To see a fucking chopper, you typically have to go to a chopper show. You don't see them like whizzing by you. It's kind of like an event. It's like finding an albino alligator or something. So that was super cool.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the last year or so, I feel like not that you see them all the time, but every once in a while, you'll be going by somewhere and there'll be like a chopper in a parking lot. Like you said, you got to be like, oh fuck, and like sneak in there and take a look at it and be like, looking around like, whose is this? Yours? And shoot shit for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I break for choppers. Like if I see one and it's parked or something, I'll like go over and see what's up, especially if like in New Hampshire, we have a small community of chopper dudes, you know what I mean? So like if I see one and I don't know whose it is.
I think we have a large community. We're just spread way the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, New Hampshire is a small state, but I guess you're probably right. We're like highly concentrated, but yeah, you got to find them. Like, people aren't going to be riding by my house. I guarantee it. Unless you live in this town. You know what I mean?
Let's say your name. See a lot of choppers out here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually, it's kind of cool talking with three New Hampshire dudes. Because we all understand. We all like know the names of the highways and the convenience stores.
The store. Like, oh yeah, the store.
Yeah. I'm legendarily bad with geography, so every time we have someone from out of state, I'm like, huh? Where is that? I thought Colorado was in the Midwest, but New Hampshire, Weare, I know where Weare is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know you're from New Hampshire when you talk about getting places and you talk routes, right? Like if you talk to an old dude, like if you go anywhere else in the country, they're like, okay, yeah, you take like 95 to whatever, whatever interstate. But in New Hampshire, you're like, oh yeah, you go up 114, that's gonna go to 209. Like that's how people talk. That's how you get places is routes.
I love that you put on like a French Canadian accent for that.
Well, dude, my whole mom's side's French Canadian. I grew up like hanging out with like their first generation like Canadians. Their first language was like French from like up in Montreal. So like when we hung out, it was just everybody smoked cigarettes, everybody spoke French, and yeah, west side of Manchester, dude, is lousy with French Canadians.
Is it?
I think it's changed since then.
Yeah, they probably all died.
All those cigarettes.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, everybody on my mom's side's dead from smoking for sure.
Yikes.
All the cousins have cigarette burn marks on them from like being at gatherings and shit, The mom's just like burning her kid in the face, like, oh, watch where you're going. You hit my fucking now
Yeah, were you
cigarette.
fucking stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It's like you don't get birthmarks in New Hampshire. You like grow up, you just have cigarette burns. Accidental ones. I mean, my mom wasn't putting cigarettes out on me, but on purpose, but it happens.
Well, that's a disappearing part of growing up that we all know is like you're riding in the car and you got the windows open and your mom's smoking a butt in the driver's seat. It flicks the ember, comes out the window and circles right back around through your window and like hits you right in the fucking forehead and explodes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dude, everybody smoked. I mean, everybody smoked when we were growing up. There wasn't an uncle or an aunt or everybody had cigarettes all the time, and they were all going. And I know, like, when I was a kid, do you guys remember loads?
Nah.
Dude, you go to the prank store and you get these little tins and they look like little torpedoes and you can stick them in the tops of cigarettes. So when people light them up, they fucking explode in their face.
Oh,
they blow up in the person's face. Yeah, dude. So we used to get these. And there's like 100 cigarette packs around. I had like a big family growing up. We have like 146 cousins, like fucking everybody smoking. They bring their friends. Dude, we'd go around and we'd just be like putting these loads in the cigarette. So and then we'd like run off, you know what I mean? And then you just hear like, pop, god damn, what the fuck? Like, pop, 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 pop. They used to get so pissed. Because first of all, it ruins the cigarette because it's an actual explosion. These were like 1990s like pranks, you know what I mean? Like things actually exploded and it scared the shit out of them.
Fucking dollar store IEDs.
Yeah, dude, you get a little tin, there'd be like 100 of them in there. They're fucking so cool. And if you stick them into a cigarette, like into the tobacco, you could not see it. Nobody expected it. But man, did it piss those boomers off. Yeah.
I love that.
It was fun growing up. But oh yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about the handlebars because let me see if I can get these in focus. Kick Me Customs, stainless steel. What are these, H bars?
I don't know what you'd call them.
It looks like an H.
I mean, we could roll with that for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. H bars. You do custom handlebars? Are you banging those out? Do you do a lot of handlebar work?
I don't really like. I might if I had it set up to where, anybody knew like was doing that. I don't get like orders for them. Nobody's gotten in touch with me and been like, hey, can you, make a set of bars? Or I don't have like a like a set number of them that I offer or anything. Uh, I made some for builds, like if builds come through. Uh,
Hmm.
I wish I could turn my phone, but I don't want to lose service. Right. I have a bike in
Don't
here
do it.
now. I won't, but I have a bike in here now. You know, been doing from the ground up, and you wanted the center bars, so I'll do them like as the opportunity arises, and I like to do them
Hmm.
like for the giveaway. If I'm doing a lot of repair work, which is good, it's a good problem. Um, if I'm doing a lot of repair work and I haven't had any like any custom stuff come through or anything to make, I like doing them just to kind of be doing something. That way, I'm not going like weeks or months without making anything. Uh, so that's even where those bars came from. I hadn't done it in a while. It'd been a little bit since I made a set of bars, so just get some material and make up a set. Not much to do with them other than put them on the wall. Or I heard you guys say that you were looking for uh, stuff to do giveaways with. So great for something like that. But it keeps me moving and it keeps me making things.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. What's your welding setup?
For TIG, I have the prime weld. I think it's a 230, 210, something like that. And that works great for my purpose, just being here in the shop making small things. It'll stick weld too, because I do general welding also. So I get a lot of stuff like farm equipment, shit like that. I just did some stuff to an excavator bucket.
Nice.
Stuff like that comes through because it's just kind of another place to grab some work from.
Yeah, that's
And
decent money too, right?
it's pretty good. I mean, it's usually like it's usually pretty straightforward repair stuff.
Now you stick
I
weld
have
on shit like
some
that?
the best kind of welding there is.
Fuck yeah. Stick welding for life.
I've never done it. I have
I love it.
the capabilities, and I think I'm going to have to on our new project.
Yes.
I'm
You
going
gotta
to have
get-
to learn.
You got to get a box of 7018 rods, crank your shit up as high as it'll go,
Yeah.
strike an arc in the short,
And just let that 7018 eat.
let all those little sparks and little slag balls and shit just fucking bury themselves anywhere they can find.
Yeah. 7018, they'll go through anything.
Oh god.
Fucking
There's a
paint,
bit of
rust, it
of
doesn't matter.
splatter.
Is
You
it-
can't weld in Crocs with
Oh, you
stick
can,
welding.
You can. I used to weld in a fucking wife feeder, dude. I'd be in a wife feeder hanging upside down, fucking 80 feet up inside of a fucking machine. Stick
Mhm.
welding.
I love that when
I'll
you
never
can't
forget that.
move
I
out
used
of
to-
the thing, you just gotta let
used
it
to
eat
always
you
keep-
alive.
I used to always keep my hair super short, and I would never wear a cap. I thought caps were wicked fucking gay when I was younger. I'm like, dude, these fucking guys with these stupid ass fucking caps. This is the dumbest shit I ever seen. So I would just wear my
welding
fucking
cap.
Yeah, so I would just wear my welding helmet. And when you're like in a tight spot, like I essentially like was like a welder and like a maintenance welder. So we had these massive fucking presses that were 3 stories high. So when something would break, I'd have to like climb into the machinery. And sometimes I'd have like 6 inches, dude. It would be like just my hand, my face, and my fucking stick. And dude, the top of my head looked like I had a fucking herpes outbreak daily, dude. It was just fucking blisters all over the top of my head.
You can smell it too.
I still have never
you-
worn a cap, by the way.
You just gotta roll with it too. You can
Yeah.
feel those things hit you on the head and just settle there,
yeah.
and you just gotta go, and you can just smell
Yeah.
it.
I can't tell you, dude, so many times where, because the other thing too, I never wore gloves. And the reason I don't wear gloves, which is, it's kind of stupid. I used to get fucking flash burn all the time, but I don't get it anymore. I think I just like built up a callus on my hands. But I can't do anything with gloves on. If I have gloves on, I feel like handicapped. I can't fucking do anything. So I had to weld with just like my bare hands. And dude, I would get slag that would fall down on my hand and just like melt into my skin. And I would have to, when I got home, I would have to like do surgery and like cut my skin open to like pop the slag out.
Oh Jesus, dude.
I was
Is that because
vicious.
they don't make welding gloves gorilla sized, right?
Well, it's just I feel weird. It's like like those videos you see when like you put socks on a dog or something, and they like prance. That's like how I
Kitten
am with
mittens?
gloves.
I
Yeah,
think they
kitten
only
Yeah,
make
mittens.
like
one
I
gorilla.
can't work.
Why not the hat then?
I just
Is it
thought the
just a
hat was
fashion
gay.
thing? They
Fuck
look
that.
pretty stupid.
They look wicked stupid. But
It's no
so
bright
I did
hat
know a
anyway.
guy. I know a guy though. This old buck Rudy, the one who I've talked about him on the show a couple of times. He's the one who got me into choppers. He's passed now. Rest in peace to Rudy. But he took like a fitted and cut the fucking bill off of it, and that's what he would use for a welding cap. So it was like a Boston Red Sox fitted with just no bill. It was sick.
It was pretty cool. I did that with when I was younger. Like it was a weird time in the 90s, like fashion wise, anything kind of goes. And I forget, I think someone was like, "Oh yeah, this is the new cool thing." I don't know because I was a hillbilly, so I didn't know like what cool shit was. But like probably like one of my city cousins was like, "Yeah, you just cut the rim off. That's cool now." I remember it was a Buffalo Bills hat. I'd never seen a football game.
It's funny that you say city cousins because I've told you I have a bunch. My whole mother's side of the family lives up in Newport and Claremont, and they would always tell people out there, like all the boys, like their boyfriends and shit, like my cousin from the city is gonna come up here and fuck you up.
Oh yeah, city cousins are
Oh yeah,
dangerous.
oh yeah.
City
Everybody,
cousins are from the
dude,
street.
people were terrified of me up there. I would come
Oh
up
yeah,
there and they're like, nah, fucking.
yeah, dude. City cousins are cool. Dude, if this thing keeps on doing this, I'm gonna fucking smash this. All right, there we go.
Are you
Just
using your
keep me in
iPhone
focus,
again?
bro. Yeah,
Yeah, this is the problem with iPhones.
yeah, dude. City cousins though, beware. You gotta keep your kids out of the city.
Yeah, yeah. Matt, so how much, if you had to put like to like a ratio, how much like that like repair welding shit compared to like repair motorcycle shit you doing?
It there's less of that. The bike stuff comes through a lot.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me mostly busy. The welding stuff comes through, and it's always at the best time, like in the middle of the winter time where bike stuff's down.
Yeah.
It slows down and it gets a little lean, and then somebody will be like, "Oh, I need like
My plow weld.
whatever." Yeah, my plow well, yeah, exactly, or like something on my truck or anything. I mean, anything that comes in, I'll take care of it if I can. I'll do it.
Now, do you do
Somebody
any kind of
comes.
like mobile welding, or is it just like get it to the shop and I'll do it?
I don't. I thought about doing that, but if I was going to get into doing that, uh, that's a great gig, and it's good money.
Oh, you would
It
kill it.
keeps you really busy. But if I was going to be out on the road all the time, I just go back and do more ironwork
Right.
at that point because I love. It's a bitch getting from here to there every day, and you know, it's a great job. I love doing it.
Yeah, because you were working
Work.
with grease, right?
No, he got in pretty shortly before I stepped out of it and started doing this.
Because I think that's how I met you, right? Because I
think
think
so.
Grease was like, yeah, this dude, he's an iron worker and he builds choppers, and it was like showing me some of your pictures, and I was like, well, goddamn. And then
Yeah, it
Ronald
would've
told me
been
he
right-
found you at a gas station.
Yeah, that's crazy too. Because I mean that gas station's like a quarter mile away from my house, and I couldn't believe, like you were saying, I couldn't believe there was another chopper there. I was like, dude, where do you live? Where are you from? Why are you here?
Who are you? Am I dreaming?
That's the thing too, is that this, I remember, when I started listening to the show, I listened to like a couple episodes because I was driving all the time. I mean, I'd be in the car at 4 o'clock in the morning, sitting, doing the '93 Olympics all the way back north every night. And so I listened to a lot of podcasts and shit. And I remember I started listening to this, and I can't remember what it was about, but somebody said something about New Hampshire. I heard that you guys were based out of New Hampshire. Come again? Like, holy shit.
Right.
And yeah, because I mean, there's obviously plenty of people, building bikes and doing shit like that, but like not here, at least not until now that I knew of.
Mm.
That was like a California thing. That was like, guys, other places are doing that shit. Up here, it's different, but there's a big community here. I had no idea about. Even doing this shit for years and years, no idea. And no, it's awesome. I love seeing that. I love knowing that there's some people around that do the same shit that I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was the thing is like, it's kind of when I first like learned, I kind of got into the scene by listening to the podcast too, because like, if you don't know that other people are into that, there's not like a lot of resources, like local resources. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at the time, I didn't even have I didn't have any social media. Like, I didn't even have Instagram. Like when I bought a bike, like I remember talking to the dude, and I was like, "Where do you get all these like cool parts?" He was like building the dude I bought the Evo off of. He was building a shovel head, and he's like, "Oh, on Instagram, Chopper Swapper," and I was like, "Oh yeah, of course I know Chopper Swapper." And then later that night, download Instagram, start a profile. Like.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was like an online community that you could like talk to other people, but that's like, that was the coolest part of the journey is like, it's just like, you're just like, oh my God, there's other people like me out there. You know what I mean? Like people
Yeah,
that
yeah,
like
why?
to, yeah. Yeah. And then it snowballs and then you go to a show and you're like, look at all these fucking people. Where do you live?
Yeah.
I never see you riding anywhere. Because choppers are always broken. That's why you never see them on the road. They get them running just good enough to go to a show. They break down on the way there, and then they get a U-Haul.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't see them on the side of the road that much. You would think every now and again.
Yeah. Yeah. I broke down. Oh, I ran out of gas actually. And nobody, all the biker dudes did still stop. They're like, "Oh, you good?" And I was like, "I need gas." And they were like, "Okay." I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" I was like, "What do you do? Like, why didn't you like? Oh, I'll be back with some gas." Like bagger dudes too. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You probably have like a 2.5 gallon in your fucking saddlebag, bro.
Yeah. Let
You're
me
not gonna
pop that
give me a little
line off real quick.
Give me a little splash. I know you got like fucking 10.5 gallons in that
Yeah.
bitch.
I just need a gallon. I'll be topped off.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny because there was like 4 dudes that stopped and they're like, "Are you all right?" Of course, they're blasting like AC/DC, so I could barely hear them. And I was like, "I need gas," and they're like, "Oh, okay." Like, no big deal. Like, what? I don't have AAA. They're not going to come out and like gas me up, bro. And then I was walking, dude. I was on 114, and houses are sparse until you get into like where, and I saw a dude, like I broke down right in front of a house and there was a dog barking at me, and I saw a dude open his door and get his dog in. So I was like, "Oh, this guy has a shed. He has a riding lawnmower outside. He's definitely home." So I go up to his door, I'm knocking. He won't answer the door. I'm just knocking. I'm like, hey, do you have any gas? Wouldn't open the door for me.
I'm not that surprised because, like you were saying, when you're here, you're in the middle of the woods, and I'm not knocking on anybody's door. If I run out of gas, I'm walking straight to the gas station. I'm not knocking on anybody's doors. I'm not looking around anybody's property to look for a gas can. Nothing. I'm good. I'm walking
I
straight.
hit up about I hit up about like 6 houses, and finally this lady, she didn't see me coming, and she was like in her breezeway, so
Yeah,
she couldn't hide. Yeah, and I scared the shit out of her. And at first she was like, "No, I don't have any gas. I don't have any gas. Don't hurt me." And then I was like, "Okay, thanks." And I was walking away and she was like, "Okay, I have some gas. It's old gas for a lawnmower." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'll take old gas because I have no gas. I have none gas. So I'll take the old gas and hopefully this works." But yeah, she helped me out. But it's like, yeah, it's weird that people, I mean, if someone came up to my door knocking, it's like, I'll open the door. I'm not afraid that they're gonna like bust in and out here especially, like maybe if I was in Baltimore or something it would be different, but New Hampshire, dude, like I don't lock my car doors.
No.
I don't lock my house up,
No.
I have cameras and shit just so if any intruders come in, I can,
Yeah.
the police can identify their dead bodies.
I have 5 cameras on the insides and outsides, full 360 around my house, and a 110-pound pit bull. My door never
Yeah.
gets locked.
Yeah, I'm just like, I want to be like Scarface, dude. I just want to be like fucking watching all the computer screens.
Yeah.
And making sure my house is secure,
Yeah.
And if I see motherfuckers running through the woods, I don't know.
Here's the thing is, like, I'll
I'll take
open
'em.
the door, but I'm going to have an attitude about it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to be like, fuck you doing?
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know what I mean?
can I help you?
Yeah. But if somebody knocked
Yeah.
on my door and was like, bro, any chance you got gas? Like, I broke down on my bike. I'd be like, fucking sick. Yeah, you trying to smoke before we go or what?
Oh, yeah, dude. If someone broke down on a chopper or some shit,
Sick.
I'd be like, pull it in.
Yeah.
No, they're not doing that though. They're just asking you if you need the driveway paved. They got extra material or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They-
I used to use that line when I was a paver.
Oh, extra material.
Yeah. I used to use that line all
Do you
the
make
time.
money? Do you make some extra money doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you knock on doors, you're like, hey, the plant messed up, gave us more hot top than we actually needed. We just finished the job and we have to get it off the truck in the next 30 minutes or it'll start hardening up and get stuck in our truck. I'll give it to you for half the price. Half the price. We don't have
And
any
you
hot
just charge them
top,
full
dude. I'm
price?
calling the guy after you tell me yes and tell him how much hot top I need to do your driveway. He's picking up at the
Yeah.
plant and coming to your house.
Just
They,
bend the
they do
truth.
have hot top in the truck.
Yeah.
That's true.
Someone did that to me with gravel because I have like a dirt driveway. He's like, "Hey, I got some extra gravel," and I was like, "Oh, I'm broke. I don't have any money." You're welcome if you have extra gravel. I mean, you're welcome to dump it here, but nobody's getting
Store
paid
it.
for it.
Yeah.
Or it's right here in my driveway for free.
Yeah, yeah. Can't get blood from a stone. So what are you working on anything personal or are you just focused on customer bikes?
I try to.
I want to see that digger.
I know. I wish I could.
So
wish I could-
bad. I want to see that thing this year.
Well, that's actually that's like the that happened the same way that like the handlebars do. Is that it was last winter, and it was like a couple of weeks where it just like it always happens like right before Christmas. It just everything slows down to like a stop, and I'll have nothing for like a little stretch of time. And I had a 66 iron head motor, all in pieces. I went to Connecticut to buy it because it was like, this motor and boxes and a gooseneck frame. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go get that. So I shot down there after work when I was working in Boston and picked it up. And it sat under the bench for like 2 or 3 years. And my plan was always to build a digger with it. I was going to use that frame and put the motor together and like just, build a digger with it. And since I was slow, I had a spare old ironhead frame and I threw it in the jig. And I was like, what if I just cut this fucking thing into pieces, made it really long and really low, and just do a frame? Because I got time, might as well. Give me something to do. keep me busy, and then at the end of it, I'll frame. So I did that, and that was really all I was planning on doing. And like another month or so went by, and I had a Springer because when I built the one that's on my 68 that I take all over the place, uh, I ordered enough material to do a couple of them. So I built a second one, and I had it sitting around. I put it out for sale to see if anybody wanted it, and it never went anywhere. So I just had it sitting in the garage, and it was like, that Springer will look real good on that frame. So that went on the frame, and then now the motor's together, and the whole thing fucking snowballed. So I was building a bike at that point, and it was going, and it's almost there, but I just haven't been able to touch it for like probably a year. But I'm dying to get back into that because it's so close,
That thing's
and
so sick.
it's so close. Like I have it sitting in here. I got a shed in the back that I'll put some of my other stuff that I'm just not getting to right now. I'll stick it out back so I can kind of forget about it till later and keep the space in here for customer bikes. But I've had that thing sitting in here the whole time because I can't wait to get back into it and just get it done. Because it's sitting there and it's right there. I just got to get the time, which is a good problem to have because that means I'm busy enough not to be able to work on my own shit, which is good. But I was hoping to have it this year, but it's not looking good. Maybe next year.
Just no slow times. Yeah. It's hard to pack everything in, you know.
It
You
is.
have
Plus,
one project.
well, that's the thing is like, I bite off way more shit than I can chew for like personal stuff. I always have way too many projects to do. And they end up like they stack on top of each other and then nothing gets done.
I fucking know that pain all
Same.
too well.
Oh, dude. Yeah, shit, you can't like I got a shovel head that I was gonna cut up and I have that sitting. I get a flathead that I'm like, I gotta do some transmission work and shit too. So it's like, oh, what do I do next? What do I get on now? And just nothing gets done. I get busy and that's it.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's like, well, you have bike projects, you have house projects, you have family events, like it's tough to balance it all. In building stuff, like building a digger, it's a labor of love. That takes a long time. That's hundreds of hours,
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
And the
definitely.
cool thing,
And
the reason I want to see that thing is because you just don't see him. Nobody's building them up here.
I like a digger.
I like his digger. That thing is so
Yeah.
fucking clean, dude.
Well, people hate on diggers, man, but diggers are fucking cool.
I hate on them because I think you can fuck it up pretty easy.
How do you, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
I think you can make it not look good pretty easy. Whereas
Yeah.
like with a chopper, you can like follow
It's
a
hard to make it look bad.
guideline
Yeah.
and make it look pretty fucking decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
well, that's
Yeah,
part
that's
of
true.
the
Well,
It's
it's
a lot of-
the sweet spot, right?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of if you're just building a bike, like you just want to build a chopper, like now is a great time to be doing that. Like if you had never built a bike before, never anything, and you just go out and you decide that you want to build a chopper, this is the time now, like the time we're living in. You can like, go out right now, buy an Evo Sportster, especially this year with like the bike market that this year has been. You could go buy a running Evo Sportster for like $1,500. You get that. You could go on your phone and order everything that you need to build a bike. And you could get absolutely everything that you could want. And every piece you could order all that shit. Like it's not how it used to be. Like, you're building shit. You could
Yeah.
just buy everything, bolt it together, do some light welding and you got a chopper. Some of the oddball stuff, like digger stuff, you can't order it. You can't get those parts. You could like back when they were, back in the day, you could get like a Nest catalog or whatever, and you could order that stuff, but you can't get it now. Uh, so maybe that's why, there's not that much of it going on. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, it's
yeah,
hard enough to build a bike, and the aftermarket is fucking insane, right? You got like Lowbrow and Deadbeat, and they not only are putting out parts, in their friend, like you have Gasbox and Prism Supply and all these guys. You have a lot of local dudes that'll do custom shit in your area, And then on top of that, it's like everything's on YouTube. Like you can learn how to, if you like, before YouTube, like you needed to know a guy to learn how to hardtail. You know what I mean? Like now you can buy a kit and they have videos, infinite videos on how to do it. So it's like the knowledge is out there, the parts are out there, and they're not that expensive,
yeah, no, it's a
But digger
great.
shit, yeah, where did you get that digger frame?
I made that
I
here.
made it.
You made it.
Yeah, everything that bike, I've been taking my time on it. I, kind of pick away at it when I can, but everything on that was made here. The front end,
Holy shit.
gas tank, oil tank, everything, except for the wheels and the motor.
That's
So
so
that's
fucking
that's
wild.
100%.
That's fucking awesome, dude. That is really flexing some fabrication skills. I mean, building a frame that's tough.
Yeah,
I
pretty easy to
definitely,
fuck that up too.
yeah, like that's some advanced shit. You know what I mean? Building a frame. That's in my opinion, I think frames are pretty important parts of the motorcycle.
They're
Pretty important.
Yeah,
they're fairly
Yeah.
It might even be the most important part.
I'd say probably one of the hardest things to make.
Definitely the hardest
Except
thing
for
to make,
like
right?
bending sheet metal and shit. Like I'm sure making a gas tank from scratch is pretty tough. But
That seems bad.
making a frame and getting like all the angles and the geometry and the rake and the trail and the fucking axle spacing and you know what I
The
mean? Like
neck and the
yeah.
axle plates and oh yeah.
That's a bunch.
Bending stuff. Bending tubes.
I don't know, dude. Sheet metal is not my thing. Like
Oh, I don't
that
have the
gas.
patience for that shit.
I don't have it. It's a different set of skills. It's a totally different thing. Uh, and I just don't have it. I don't have the tools either. So that tank it's a prism tank, and it's the same. Like, you know, that's the prism tank you see on all the early diggers and stuff. Well, you see the pictures of them. It's a lot narrower, like a lot smaller. Um, but that thing, that was like paper templates. I don't think anything on there is bent. It's all flat panels that are just welded and then blended after. Because I'm not a fucking sheet metal guy at all.
Yeah, it's hard to work with, and it's hard to weld too.
Well,
It's really thin. I blow through it all the time.
it takes
I don't
like
know
a
if I've ever
totally
tried to
different.
weld sheet metal. I think with sheet metal, you need a MIG gun.
You can do it that way. I like
That's how I
TIGging
would
it.
do it. I mean, I've done so much fucking. Actually, I guess I have used sheet metal like on cars and shit. And MIG is just like, man, just spot weld the fuck out of that thing.
Yeah,
The
and
tool thing-
it's work. I'm actually making a seat pan for the shovel head. I'm doing like a sprung king queen. So I've been welding sheet metal, but I'm making it out of scraps. So number one, I'm TIG welding it. Some of it's really rusty, and it's super thin. I think it's like 16 gauge, but with if you get a little hefty on that pedal, I mean, you blow through that real quick.
Oh yeah, you got to go back and chase the hole, try to fill it up.
Yeah, yeah. And
The
then
other
you're like, oh, that weld looks great. A big fucking pile of weld material on top
Well,
of an obvious hole.
it'll warp like a motherfucker too. Like if you get a little too into it and you don't really spread the heat out. Let's say that for anything, like anything you're welding, jump around a little bit so you can keep it from, kicking one way or the other, or, pulling on you one direction or the other. And sheet metal's like, it doesn't take much, and that shit will start warping and, getting all fucked up.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely a different shape than when I put it on there. But it's nice to work with, like, well, like, I got the piece, like, I just did the hump today, and then, like, it's nice to, I'm just, like, bending it on my knee, you know what I mean? I'm just, like, getting it in an approximate area. I'm not even doing, like, straight cuts and shit. I'm, like, like, I cut it, and it's, like, at an angle, and I clamp it down, and I was like, I'll just fill that up with weld material. Nobody's gonna see it's the inside of a seat pan, you know?
Foam on this anyway. Fuck this thing.
Yeah. Have you ever made a seat?
Um, the king and queen is on my 68 I made here. The seat
Oh, you did?
I have a seat and for the digger that's on there now. I made a couple of sprung seats in the past.
Nice.
I made
You
one.
said you made the king queen seat?
Mhm.
Or did you weld like a metal hump? Like, is it a functional seat where someone could sit on it, or is it just made out of foam, or how'd you do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's got a hump welded on it. It's the same way you see everybody doing them. Just making that kind of sheet metal hump, and then
Dude, listen, back in the day, they didn't do that.
I just
Like,
pile
Did
them
you
on.
just do it with foam?
yeah, like my Corbin seat, that's just strictly foam. There's no, like, the sides are squishy.
Yeah.
There's not, like, I know what you said, like, you're building, like, the whole box. Yeah, they didn't do that back in the day. It was, like, straight squish. At least all the ones
They,
I've ever had.
I think that even like if you buy like a TC Bros one or whatever, like or I think maybe Throttle Addiction too. I don't know, but definitely the TC Bro one is just foam. There's not like a hump in. But I'm asking for myself because I'm making the hump and I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you reinforce that hump if you actually have like some weight on it? Are you boxing it out like with sheet metal on the sides, or
That's what
what
a
do you
lot of
do?
people do now.
Yeah, I've seen people do it with tubing. Like you can slide a piece of tubing in there and weld that in, and that'll give it some rigidity. I do it with I'll make the hump, and then I'll put the sides on it, like the sheet metal sides. And once that's made like a box, uh, I'll blow some holes in it on the sides and run round bar through it, like a couple of pieces to tie the sides in, and then that way
Oh,
it can't push out or anything, and it's all hidden. It's like a empty box. So I'll throw some shit in there just to tie it together, and then cap it and weld it.
okay, that's interesting. So yeah, I made one for the shovel head last year, and I just did the sides with the sheet metal because I wanted to have a stash spot underneath the seat, so I have a little zipper, and you can. But if you sit on that thing, it definitely changes the geometry of the seat. Like, it's not enough because sheet metal 16 gauge is still buckling out to the side. Like, if you put 150 pounds on that back, you know what I mean? Like, it's still, I guess it's good enough, but I like that idea of doing, so you, just to connect the sides, just some rod right through and just weld it on either side. That
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
and that pulls it together, and you won't have it. It won't like try to bow out on you or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure that out today. I think I still want to do a stash box. I don't know what the best way to do that is. I've seen some companies sell like the king queen seat pans, and they'll have square stock just like to inside of that area to kind of fill up that space a little bit, give it some rigidity, but I want as much open space as possible because it's nice to have like a ton of tools, and like I'd like to be able to stash, like on the shovel head last year I had like a multimeter in the stash. Can't put a tool roll. No, too tight.
That's a good idea though, with the square stock or like something rectangular. You just put a door on it
Yeah.
and get in it from the side because you can get that shit any size you want. You get like a huge rectangle that's like 2 inches
Yeah,
high
that's
and
right.
is wide.
Oh yeah. That's actually a really good idea. I was thinking like yeah, just like reinforce I wasn't thinking that, but I could get
Like a
like a
4-inch piece.
4-inch, yeah, a 4-inch square and weld the
You
back,
could
you know,
probably
weld
go to like a welding place and just like, hey, I'll give you $20 for that cut off.
yeah. Or I
Probably
could
give
just be like, "Hey, who's that?" And then when they're not looking, I take it and scurry out.
I don't know if you want to steal from a bunch of welders. They're usually already pissed off.
Yeah, they won't be able to catch
so
me while I'm scurrying off.
they have because you're near me. So if you go to Concord, there's a steel supply there, and they do. It's called Cohen Steel, and if you go there and you pull in the parking lot, they have this huge section of the parking lot that's all drop cuts, and they sell it by the pound. And you could definitely find what you need, something that like a piece of square stock like that they have cut off, and get it for fucking pennies.
Cohen, like Coen,
Cohen.
Hen. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm going there tomorrow.
Yeah, they have a huge drop cut area right in the parking lot, and you'll find something there. Sure, that'll work.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like a stash spot. It's just like if you have a king and queen seat, it's like
Why
that
not?
you put your registration in there,
Yeah.
put a fucking multimeter in there, put some big chunks in there. And I think I'm gonna do a hidden stash spot on this new seat that I'm making. So I can put, you know, if anybody has any contraband while we're traveling, we just toss it in there.
Nice.
Pigs will never find it. So that's a good. I like this huge chunk of square stock. That makes it really easy too, because then you can just do a little door on it or whatever.
Yeah, no,
Oh
that's a
yeah,
good
great.
idea. And that'll help make that seat a little bit more rigid.
Was there anything else that you wanted to make sure you got out there? Like, obviously, we'll give you a plug for, you know, your business and whatever. But is there anything else that you have in the pipeline that you're working on?
Um, I don't have anything that I want to get. I want to get out. Um,
Into?
yeah, I mean, there's stuff here and there. I kick things around. I am doing Springer rebuild, which has been going pretty well. Uh, and that seems to be kind of like a niche thing. But any any of the old swap meet springers and shit that you come across, they're bent, all loosey goosey or whatever. I am rebuilding those. Yeah, so
That's real good to know. So what goes into like so I get a cheap old ass Springer that's all beat to shit at a swap meet. I bring it to you. What are you going through? What are you doing?
first thing is just pulling everything apart. And a lot of times what happens, especially with the old stuff, like the old catalog stuff that, is companies making them have been out of business for 50 years now. Uh, what'll happen a lot is that when those front ends are put together, they have bushings in them, and they never get maintained. They never get changed. Uh, they wear through, and when they do, shit like the holes in the rockers and you know the holes in the spring bridge and anywhere that's a wear area, they'll wear out, and then those holes where the bushings go will turn in. They'll egg out. They'll turn into like an egg shape, like an oval, and that's where you get like that death trap wobble you get with old springers, and you know just general shittiness. A lot of times they get bent or they get tweaked, and it's hard to tell until you pull them apart. You pull the rockers off them, and you can see both the legs just spring apart. Uh, so what I do is I'll take them in, I'll pull them apart, kind of assess everything. Check out all the bushing holes, spring rods. That's a big thing. They get bent all the time, and when they bend, you start getting a wobble in the front. So I'll go through anything that's got to be repaired. I mean, you can't get parts for them anymore. So, I'll make bushings, uh, I'll make spring rods, spring seats, any of those egged out oval holes, I'll overbore them, make a bushing to fit to get everything back down to size. Uh, Sometimes they've been pulled apart and put back together and, shit gets pinched or, all your spacing's off or, miss the shims in between, like shoulder bolts and the rockers. So I go in and replace all that and make it be the way it's supposed to be. So it won't kill you.
No shit. So, do you have a lathe in your shop that you're making these bushings out of and shit?
Yeah, I have a lathe. I don't know where that's pointing because I can't see the video. But it's right back against that back wall, and it's
What
super
kind of
old.
lathe? What kind of lathe is it?
It's an old Sheldon lathe, and it's like World War II era. It had the leather drive belts. I have a serpentine belt on it now, but it's that style where it's got the motor on the back
Oh fuck!
and it's got it's got the belts on it. It's driven that way. It's like 4 feet long, so it's got a huge bed, which is great because then, that opens up, there's really not much you can't do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make everything right on that. And then a lot of stuff I don't have like, I don't have a ton of like high-end machine tools or anything. I have that old lathe. When I make the springers and stuff, all those trees, the 3/4 trees that I use, I make those on a bandsaw. I throw a table on the bandsaw and, rough out a shape and then hit it with a belt sander and smooth everything out. Takes a shitload of time, but I like doing it. And there's, it could be a lot faster other ways, but I like getting in and doing everything as much by hand as, I feel
That's
like
awesome,
it's a little,
dude. I think that like a lot of people they buy these springers. They look old. They look awesome, but nobody wants to run a fucking janky ass springer.
That's what
And
everybody does, though.
that's great to know that you could be like, you're the spring rebuild guy in New England, you got a shitty old Springer, bring it to you. You know what I mean? At least to go through the fucking thing, right? Even just
yeah,
like tear it apart, make sure
Bushings
it's
at the
all like,
least.
yeah, new bushings. I mean, that's short money and that's good insurance. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean,
And yeah, dude, the death wobble, fuck that fucking
dude.
death wobble, dude. That's like everybody's biggest fear.
Well, you got to figure too that a lot of that stuff, at this point, it's like the catalog on, internet stuff of the day. So say you bought, a Springer from somewhere online today, 50 years down the road, you're probably going to want to have it checked out before you put it on, the thing that's standing between you and the fucking highway. It's a good idea to look it over anyway.
Yeah.
Broken welds, old repairs, shit like that. That, can be a little hairy for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had a brand new Springer and I didn't go through it before I started riding it, and I almost fucking died, dude. I had all 4 of those fucking rocker pins back out, castle nuts gone. I was riding for God knows how long on that shit, and that was a brand new one. You know what I mean? Like,
Sketch.
it's definitely, dude. Dude, it's coming back from your
That's why you'll
place.
never see a Springer on one of my bikes because I'm scared to death of them.
I love them. I won't ever do another type. I will never go back to hydraulic front end Springers on everything from now on.
Springers on everything.
They work great.
Yeah. That's the other thing. That is something I was thinking about doing in here pretty soon. I want to do a girder. I want to do like a scratch belt girder, and I don't know why.
That'd be sick.
Well, that's definitely on the list. That might be the next, semi big project. Because like Springers are cool, girders are even fucking cooler. and they're way
Yeah,
less common.
nobody runs a fucking girder anymore.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't know anybody that runs
Yeah,
a girder.
when was the last time you seen a girder at a show?
Yeah,
So fucking cool.
I've seen people buy them, and then they get shook and they don't put them on. You know what I mean? And I don't blame them because that's some hardcore shit, dude.
Well, the girders are different from the rigid front end, because you see some of those that like it's like a Springer with only rear legs, and they shoot the axle right through there, fully rigid front end. The girder is like a Springer, but it has like linkages on it, control arm linkages. So instead of just the front legs moving, the whole thing does. It's like one piece. It's like one piece legs, and then the whole
okay.
bend into the tree. They're wicked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. That's gonna be fucking sick, dude. Oh, the other thing that I need to know is how you heating that shop all winter, bro?
Heat's in the tools. No heat out here.
Yikes.
It's
That's vicious.
not bad. Once you get moving, it's not bad. There's no wind blowing in here. That's the worst part. So, once you get moving, you get into something. Sorry. Not as bad as you. But
That's
I
fucking hard.
thought about it. I wanted to put well, I can't move my phone or anything to show you around, but I have no wall space left. I don't have space to put in like a wood stove or anything like that, because the space is too valuable. I can't take up any room. So just keep moving.
You don't have a space heater or nothing?
Nothing. I have like this tiny little
Damn.
space heater that's nice sometimes on hands, but other than that, it's not that bad. It's not it's not windy like you were saying, so
Yeah.
it's all right.
You just have to bundle up and grow a big ass motherfucking beard.
Throw a coat on. That's all there is to it.
That is rough though, dude. Not having any heat in the garage for
Oh,
fucking
that's vicious.
a full-time garage
In New Hampshire, dude, that's vicious.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
it was a pretty mild winter this year, but I mean, in years past, like when it gets below 0, that gets tough.
Yeah, but still, even right now, it's 50 degrees in my shop. I mean, I'm not doing nothing, but my toes are cold.
Up until now, all I've ever done is work outside. Like summertime,
That's how I
wintertime.
grew up working
Oh,
outside.
Yeah, so when you're outside, it's like
yeah.
The wind's blowing,
Yeah,
you're
I
out
guess
in the
I just got
elements.
soft.
Here,
I remember
my
when I
house
was
is
younger,
chill.
when I used to do cars. I used to do when I used to build Hondas. I know everybody laughed. But when I used to build Hondas, I remember one time I blew a clutch middle of winter, and same thing. I grew up I never even had a garage. I just worked in the parking lot. So on the side of the road, jacked my car up, put it on jack stands, blocked the tires, and then shoveled snow all the way around the car to make it like an igloo so it would hold my warmth, and fucking pulled the transmission and did a clutch.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't. I used to have a Camaro with a 4-speed, and if you know about the 4-speeds, they have that the 4 bolts into the bell housing, and all the time, like probably once every couple of months, that it would go through a clutch. I'd toss a fucking throw up bearing out of it on the side of the road, and he used to carry these long bolts that were rounded out. So on the side of the road, you could take the top 2 bolts out, put the long bolts in it, and then unbolt the whole thing and slide
It's
it
like a
back.
guy pin.
Yeah, you could slide the whole tranny back, do the clutch, slide it back on, and fucking take off.
Yeah.
Genius.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if I could
All
do
right.
that shit anymore. I'm to the age now where it's like,
I'm getting too old for
I'm
this
coming out
shit.
here, starting the pellet stove and let it run for an hour before I come out here.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I mean,
it'd be nice, but no room. What can you do?
yeah.
You don't run
The
like a
shop real
torpedo
estate.
heater or anything? Propane, nothing?
Prime shop real estate. No, I could, but it's really like it's not that bad. Like even on the really cold days, still not outside. Plus, my house is like 10 steps away. So if I got really cold, just walk in the house, hang out there for like 10 minutes,
Go
come
inside,
back up.
warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. When you're doing it, you're dressing for it. Like you probably got on like the Carhartt bibs, right?
Not usually.
No?
Uh,
He's out there in shorts just chilling in January.
no, I throw like a coat on. Like I have a coat, so this is my coat. But yeah, you can go warm up anytime.
Dude, you need a ceiling mount. A ceiling mount, one of those motherfuckers, electric.
Yeah, those
We're starting to
Modines.
GoFundMe. We're just gonna start a GoFundMe and give you one. One of those ceiling mounts. You're not storing anything up there. Ceiling mount, fucking electric or propane if you got it.
Yeah.
Keep you toasty. You deserve it, Matt. Those
Don't,
creature comforts.
don't need it. Then you get lazy. That's what happens. Then you're warm.
Yeah,
and
you got to
get
keep on
fucking
moving so
warm.
you don't get hypothermia.
That's what they used to tell me because when I was iron working, and anybody listening that does the same thing or works in the trades knows, once you're up there, you're up there. You're not going down to the ground to warm up. There's nowhere to hide. So,
Yeah.
if you're freezing, somebody's gonna come along and tell you, heat's in the tools. Just keep fucking moving. That's how you do it.
Yeah. No, that's true. My last garage, my big garage at my last house, it had heat, but we never used it because propane was too expensive. And I would always be
But yeah,
fine out there. Like I would just be fine because like I'm the same way. I've always worked outside my whole life. So like I'm like, all right, just keep working and I'll be all right. I'll have like a hoodie on and a pair of jeans or something. But then Steve would
yeah.
come in and be like, dude, it's fucking freezing in here.
I don't know. Yeah, you said electric, propane, oil, all that shit. You got all them snacks to buy for all the kids. Forget it. You're cold.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. The thing that sucks about my last shop too was it was concrete. The foundation went up. It was half wall. So, dude, that concrete threw so much fucking cold air. In the wintertime, it was brutal. But in the summertime, it was really nice because it stayed like a smooth, like 50 in there.
Yeah, well, what are we getting up here for summertime?
Yeah,
2 months?
that's right.
2.5 months.
Right. Right.
It's
We
not
get
snowing
one
over
90-degree
here.
day. Oh shit. Well, dude, that's fucking hardcore. We got some heavy housekeeping this week.
Really?
We do it all at the end now. We're doing we're gonna have to break it up into different categories, right?
This
So
is
we
that
got
much?
dude, there's so much. We have so much involvement from the community. We have shows, we have sponsors, we have giveaways, we just got so much. You know what? Let's just get into it right now. Let's just move in to the housekeeping. We're going to shout out a couple of shows. You guys heard them on last week's episode. Holy Mother Chopper Show. Listen to that episode. It's called Five Guys, One Mic. I thought that was funny.
When I seen that, I was like, he definitely chuckled about this.
I only do this to make myself laugh. I don't care if anybody finds it funny. I do all the titles, all the fucking
You go to bed
pictures,
happy that
and
night. When you load up,
yeah.
that fucking picture for YouTube, you go to bed happy.
Yeah, I'm just like, that was clever. Holy Mother Chopper Show. It's going to be at the Holy Mother Tattoo, April 6th, 12 to 4, 1807 B Street, Colorado Springs. It sounds like paradise out there. Don't miss it. It's the 3rd annual, too, and it gets bigger every year. This is going to be like the next Born Free out in Colorado, out in the Midwest there. The other thing I wanted to shout out, a new show that we haven't shouted out before, but our boy Steve at Deadbeat Customs, Lost Highway, Deadbeat Custom Clash. That's Saturday, March
Oh,
18th.
dude, they got
That is
Dropkick
coming
Murphys
up.
playing.
Dude, I saw that today. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I used to love
Dropkick
Dropkick
Murphys.
Murphys until they played for the Queen, and I was like, you fucking traitors.
Fucking traitors. But the original LCP intro, I wish we could still use
I
that because
know.
that song just fucking rocks, dude.
Yeah.
But that's in Poconos Park, Bushkill, PA. Deadbeat Custom Clash. They're gonna do choppers, FXRs, sporties, baggers, softails. I'm a softail guy now. So that one, I wish that we would have planned to get there because that's an early one. But that's in Bushkill, PA, a little far for my taste, but awesome. Another show that you got to mark your calendars for.
Oh, we're doing ours. Hold on.
Doing-
I had last spot pulled up. All right, our
Oh, well,
show is what the fuck? Oh, June 8th, 2024, the Low Life Lowdown. Listen, we're coming back bigger and better than ever. Show starts 12 to 5 p.m., $10 admission. All raffle proceeds are being donated to Operation Purpose. Address 232 Caliph Highway, Epping, New Hampshire. Is going to be food trucks, beer, music, raffles, motorcycle show, chopper show, and biker games. You're not going to want to miss it. This show is going to be one for the books. Everybody's going to be talking about it. And they're going to point and laugh at you when you say you couldn't make it.
Yeah, it's the social event of the season, nerd.
So put
Make
in for that fucking time off, June 8th, Low Life Lowdown.
First day of bike week, and we are going to be all up in Laconia. We're going to be there, dude. So we're planning possibly an after party after our show. Possibly.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Next, we got the Last Spider Chopper Show. This is Saturday, May 4th, 576 Primrose Street, Haverhill, Mass. Custom bikes, bands, beer, food, vendors, and raffles. Indoor show and a ride-in show. Starts at noon. Bands, raffles, and awards start at 4 p.m. If you have any questions, you want to vend whatever you have to ask, hit up F6T9W on Instagram for info.
Next up, we got our March giveaway
Who this?
sponsor, Kick Me Customs at Weare, New Hampshire. He a good old boy from New Hampshire. In my opinion, in my honest opinion, there is nothing better than a good old New Hampshire boy. Kick Me Customs out of Weare, New Hampshire. Good old boy from New Hampshire, out in my neck of the woods. I like that. We got a little twang in our voice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got these big old nasty
Jesse
beards.
and
I gotta
Lil
say,
Duke over
I'm
here.
gonna concede that Matt has a better beard than me. Look how thick that fucking mustache is. That is beautiful, guy.
If I could grow a beard
but-
the way I could grow a mustache, I'd be a stallion, bro.
Yeah,
My
it's a
mustache
lot
looks like
with
a
the
fucking
mustache.
shop push broom, and my beard looks like a fucking like I'm going through cancer treatments.
Yeah, that's just good genes, buddy. And the color. I mean, that's like jet black. You look like a fucking lumberjack, dude.
Love it.
But yeah, Kick Me Customs, he is your guy for Springer rebuilds. I don't know anybody else that's doing rebuilds on those fucking pieces of shit. So get it over to Matt. Matt, go ahead and plug your business.
Yeah,
actually
Kick
left
Me
the show.
Custom. Where, New Hampshire? Don't know where that is, but I'll give you directions. Yeah, anything you need. Repair work, custom stuff, old shit, new shit, spring shit, hardtail shit. It's all here. I got you.
Fuck. I'll give you so if you're coming from Nashua, right? First thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take Route 3. That's gonna take you on to the 101 connector. Then you're gonna go on to 114 from there. Then just follow 114 all the way to Weare. That's how you get there. Now is the time in housekeeping. Oh, wait, I got one more. I got our boy Rodney.
Rodney Enoch.
That's not his last name. Bump Shop Diaries. We love Rodney. We are kindred spirits. He fucking sent me some goddamn meme about hating on dunks, dude. So next time we see him, Rodney, it's on. Because we take our dunks seriously. Very seriously. But he takes his coffee seriously. And he has the best coffee in Michigan, in the UP. Hardtail blend. You can get this ground or whole bean if you're like really serious.
You get the
about
whole
coffee.
bean, you just put them in your mouth. You don't even put in a French press. You put them in your mouth and just chew them.
You just chewing them. You're just packing a lip.
Yeah. Beans in your mouth, chew those, put a bean in your lip, and then put a bean up your asshole.
Dude, they're probably fucking crushing those things up in, you know, while listening to ICP. Go buy one of our camp mugs on lowlifechopperpodcast.com, and you will get a code for $5 off Hardtail Blend Coffee. He is our permanent. He didn't agree to this. He's our permanent coffee collab. Even if it's $0 off, I just like plugging his fucking shit because Bump Shop Diaries is the shit and the Hardtail Blend is the shit. Now is the time on the show where we shout out some of our sponsors.
Up first, we got Deadbeat Customs. Listen, we're going to get serious real quick. Pay the fuck attention. Listen, Steve has been supporting us since the very fucking beginning, through all the bullshit, through fist fights at Deadbeat, people dying, burning all their clothes that had nothing to do with us. But all this shit happens in Steve's life, having kids, getting married, buying a house, and he still saves a little core of his heart for the Low Life Chopper podcast. All right? Through being canceled for false accusations of goat fucking, Steve stayed here with us, all right? So help us repay the favor and shop at Deadbeat Customs. Use code LOWLIFE at checkout. Buy your fucking ticket for Deadbeat Retreat. Use code LOWLIFE so he knows that the Low Life Style podcast is stacking that fucking show. He has spots for everything, whether it's fucking choppers, diners, baggers, travel, luggage, gear, fucking whatever you need, helmets, eyewear. He's got glasses, dude. He has fucking everything. Check it out, deadbeatcustoms.com, and check out their YouTube channel. Next, we got No Luck Paintworks in Manchester, New Hampshire. Dan cooking up some of the dopest fucking paint jobs on the East Coast. All the styles you want. It does not matter. Dan will make it fucking happen. So hit him up. No Luck Paintworks on Instagram. Next, we got Steel City Blacksmithing. Josh, the only blacksmither that I know. Actually, that's a lie. I know like 3 other blacksmithers now. But the first blacksmither I ever knew and the only one in PA. Josh is a fucking stud. He'll help bring your build to the next level. Just little touches of twisted steel set your build apart from the rest. So if you need some metal twisted, or you need your lower shade, or you need some CNC lathe work, hit up Josh at Steel City Blacksmith. Tell the boys from Low Life Chopper Podcast sent you. Next, we got Lowbrow Customs. Everything you need for the road ahead. Literally the only fucking website on this planet where you can build an entire chopper. From the frame, engine, transmission, shit, fucking gas tanks, everything. Tyler supports every fucking show in this country. So, return the fucking favor and shop at lowbrowcustoms.com. Next, we got Stay Strong Co., who we have a fucking scheduled meeting with tomorrow to talk about the fucking Low Life Chopper podcast fucking collab for hot sauce. We're coming out. Listen, you guys don't realize, but we're slowly dropping these hints that we're moving in to the food game. Listen, there's a lot of fucking exciting shit coming to the Low Life Chopper podcast, but until we get there, make sure you go follow Stay Strong Co. Grab some of the shit hot sauce. I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this. This isn't a paid advertisement, all right? He is a sponsor of the show because we love his fucking hot sauce. It's truly amazing. It's great. It works with a glaze, a dipping sauce, a hot sauce. It's fucking good on everything. So go grab some of the shit hot sauce at staystrongco.com. Stay Strong Co. on Instagram. Next, we got
Burnt up wood burning. Matt. He does it the old-fashioned way. He's not using computers and CNCs and lasers and shit. He's using the mitts that God gave him. He's burning wood, photorealistic. He'll do your car. He'll do your old lady with her titties out. He'll do motorcycles.
We do me with my titties out, though.
Matt, will you do Loctite with women's bosoms?
No, I want him to do one with the stepbrother scene with me and you on bunk beds and we both got our titties out.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we got to watch it.
Next time you come over, we're watching it in the garage.
Yeah, throw it on. But he's also just sent me some pictures, I think today, of his upcoming giveaway, an LCP rack. It looks so fucking good, dude. I didn't even send you the pics. I'm going to send you the pics to Loctite. But he's going to have his son help him out. It's going to be like for hanging on your wall. It says LCP. Hang some shit on these hooks. Leather jackets, your gloves, maybe a helmet. I don't know. But yeah, that thing I'm really excited about. That thing's fucking sick. So yeah, Matt, burnt up wood burning. Next up, we got Weare Motor Co. Gear price for riders so they can still afford to ride. He does a little bit of everything, but he has a pre-order. This is an urgent announcement. He has a pre-order on those vests we were talking about, and it's ending very soon. I think he said it's going to be running for a couple days after this podcast drops. Save $100 motherfucking dollars, dude. That's a full Benji. A full Benji on your pre-order of the DS24 club style vest. They got the little slits for your glasses. That's my favorite feature of these. But super nice vest. Oh, dude. I don't have it on my vest. I don't have any vests that have the slit.
That's wild.
I need to make a slit. But yeah, Weare Motor Co. Gaucho over there. Get anything off his website.
Super nice
use
vest,
code
too.
LOWLIFE for some money off. But dude, $100 off? What the fuck? For a pre-order? Definitely get on that. And like I said, this is urgent. So if you get paid Friday, get over to Weare Motor Co. Last but not least, last but not least,
We're so far away from that.
Loctite's motherfucking chop shop.
Conveniently located in Epping, New Hampshire, the center of the universe, in the fucking town of Three Governors. I don't know what either one of those things mean, but it says it on the sign, so it must be true. For all your pinstriping needs, hit me up, Loctite's Chop Shop on Instagram, Loctite at lowlifechopperpodcast.com for the email. If you have some shit you want me to pinstripe this year, or there's a show near you and you want to get some shit pinstriped, let me know. I have some room in the garage if you want to get shit done before fucking spring is here. Also do garage signage, whatever the fuck you need painted, I can make it happen. So hit me up. Next, we got Rhino Resto.
Inconveniently located in Henniker, New Hampshire, home and proud purveyors of Vapor Hunter boners with a focus and passion for vintage motorcycle and tool restorations. Friendly service, even friendlier prices. Get at me today at Rhino Resto on Instagram or Rhino at Low Life Chopper Podcast for a free quote or a joke. Shout out to Ray Lanzillo. He came by over the weekend to drop some shit off. He's blew his goddamn shovel head up at Deadbeat last year.
It sure did.
Doing some stupid shit. Rode it home, and now he's fixing it. And he dropped off some heads and shit. And we're actually, the reason I mention it is because we're starting a new trend. He came by about 9 o'clock on a Saturday. And garage nights are out.
Oh, garage days are
It's
way
too
better.
we can't be staying up late. You know, we got to get to bed early. We need our 8 hours of sleep. The new deal is garage mornings. You come over your buddy's house and you start drinking some IPAs at 9 o'clock in the morning and talking motorcycle shit. I tell you what,
So much better.
you got the whole day ahead of
That's
you.
what we did at my
It's
house
perfect.
last weekend. It was great.
Garage mornings, dude. Yes.
So much
yes.
better.
It's the new trend. So garage nights are out. Get to bed. Get your 8 hours of sleep in. Spend some time with the family. Garage mornings is where it's at. You have all your energy. You feel energized. You're well rested, and nothing beats fucking day drinking. Last, but not least,
This show.
the Low Life Chopper Podcast. We are the only Chopper podcast where you get to see our beautiful faces every week in high definition. We're the only consistent Chopper podcast. Comes out every week, like fucking written in scripture, dude. We don't miss a Friday. We haven't missed a Friday. We're not going to miss a Friday. It'll never happen. If I die, Loctite's still going to drop an episode on Friday.
Yep, it's not going to be edited, but it'll be out. I may have to live stream it, but it'll be out.
Go over to lowlifechopperpodcast.com for all our shops and socials. Go buy a t-shirt. Go buy a hat. Everything. I swear to God, it means so much to us. Go sign up for the Patreon.
Share
Patreon,
the post
$10 a month. Yeah. Share it. Yeah, just share it out. And thank you, everybody that's reaching out and sharing it and just interacting. Like, I don't know. It's so cool to me that people are like still pumped on this shit. And like, that's what keeps us going is when we get even just like some feedback like, hey man, love the episode. I just love that shit. But go sign up for the Patreon. I can never say that right because I'm fucking retarded. But you want to get giveaway level supporter. These fucking bars, they're beautiful. Look at that. Grooves, baby. You can see yourself. They're so clean you can eat off them. Giveaway level at 10. And that'll be funding our new secret project that we're not even going to talk about. But it's huge.
It's fucking glorious.
It's fucking huge.
One more thing. You might want to move those motherfucking earmuffs out a little bit.
It's motherfucking St. Patrick's Day weekend, baby!
Listen, take Monday off, drink lots of fucking Guinness, punch a stranger in the fucking cocksucker, and keep $40 in your pocket for bail. That's how you do St. Patrick's Day.
I love it, dude. I'm a huge fan of St. Patrick's Day. It's like I love corned beef and I love drinking. It's like my two favorite things.
Same.
And I hate snakes.
Well, I don't really like drinking as much anymore, but I love corned beef and I like Guinness.
Corned beef, dude. Corned beef, yeah. And Guinness is nice and light. You know, you can throw those back and still have plenty of room in your stomach. It's a light beer.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like mud in a can.
Yeah, I know, but
it's a very thick beer.
We tried to do this at at Deadbeat, and the bartender was not having it. But there's a drink where you pour cider in. I think it's called a Black Velvet or something. You pour cider. Typically, it's like a Magners or one of those Irish ciders or whatever, and then you pour Guinness, and it floats on top of the cider because it's lighter. Yeah. And it's amazing. But yeah, at the last Deadbeat, I went in, I was talking to everybody about it. I was like, oh, you got to try it. I was a wicked shit-face. And then we went to the bar and I was like, I'll have 15 of these. And she was just like, I'm way too busy for this stupid bullshit.
Hey, listen,
just buy a regular beer.
Every single person on Sunday, post a fucking story with a Guinness in your hand, tag the Left Chopper Podcast, and we'll share it on our story. We'll let people know that we're out here strong.
Yeah, I got a little Irish in me.
Only the good parts.
All right. Matt, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We definitely got to get together more often because we're so close. And
Neighbors.
you're the only person I know that rides choppers in this neck of the woods. We're about an hour from everybody else who rides choppers. So
Yeah.
Easy. Hey, so
I'll
remember
stop by the shop and I'll assess where we can put in some heating.
you remember that part where you were asking anyone can see if there's bikes in here when they drive by? So when you drive by on 114, because you have to drive by my house and my shop to get anywhere you're going. That's heat stick. So anytime the door is open, and this goes for anybody too, stop in, hang out, drink a beer, shoot the shit. I got all the time in the world if the door is open. I'll talk about bikes all day long.
Oh, fucking A.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a good tip too, because, you know, like, like if you were like, if you had roommates or whatever and you had a lady over or something, you put like a sock on the door handle and it means like, don't come in here, you know? If the door is wide open, you can just walk right in.
Yeah.
But if you go by and there's a sock on his garage door handle, don't bother him. He's very busy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 114, dude, if it's a beautiful ride, by the way. So if you're in New Hampshire, come out and just follow 114. You can go all the way from Manchester to fucking, I don't know, Canada on 114. And it's a nice ride. And it's a fast ride too. I mean, you can blast that motherfucker at like 60 miles an hour. No cops, no speed traps.
We all fuck around.
You do
on
blow by
114.
like 3 police stations though.
Hot tips.
Man.
Hot tips.
Trying to get everybody arrested here. All right, Matt, stick around. And low lifes, we love you.